This is the plaintiff, Samantha Brown. She says she financed a Toyota Corolla for her nephew, the defendant. And let's just say things didn't work out as planned. He was always late on his payments. He got a parking ticket. And she has since learned a very valuable lesson. You simply can't do nice things for people in this world because they'll just take advantage of you. She's suing for $453, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Fred Brown. He says their agreement was he'd pay the car note, and as long as there wasn't any late fee, everything would be fine. He did, in fact, pay the car notes, and then one day his car was gone. At first, he thought it was stolen, but he later found out the plaintiff took it and actually gave it to someone else. She has some nerve suing him here today because she's the one who owes him big time. He's accused of letting an ante down. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,000 for breach of contract and prepaid insurance.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Samantha Brown?
Yes.
You are suing your nephew, Fred Brown, for $453, $393 of it, a February car payment, and $60 for a parking ticket. Because according to you, you had an agreement with him that he breached for that car. All right, why don't you tell me what was the agreement?
The agreement, Your Honor, was he asked me to finance a car for him because his credit was bad.
How do you get bad credit?
Because I guess he don't pay his bills. And
did you kind of think that one through?
I didn't really think it through because he had the financial capacity to pay for the car. He told me that he had the money to pay for it.
Sometimes people just have the money and don't want to share it.
Absolutely, right.
That's how you get bad credit.
Right.
You know, how did it go for you? About 1 month? That's how long the whole thing lasted? Because he didn't pay?
No, every month he paid late, like 4 or 5 days late. And finally, in February, he was 2 weeks late. And he sent me a text message asking me, is it okay if he'll be a week late making February's payment? I texted him back and I said, that's fine, that's okay. A week later, when he was supposed to pay for February 28th payment, I called him and I asked him, do you have the money? He said, no, I'll give it to you on Monday. So right there, I knew that he was just trying to drag it out so he wouldn't have to pay. So I went and took the car on a Saturday. I had the spare key.
What day was that?
That was, I believe it was March the 9th.
And what kind of car was this?
A 2011 Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
I went and took the car by his house. And but before I went and took the car, and I told him, I said, listen, not only is your payment late, a week late, you also have 2 tickets that you got in the month of February that you didn't pay for. 1 ticket is a month late. He said, oh, I don't know anything about any tickets. I said, well, I'll print them and I'll show you. I printed the tickets and then—
Are you really, really close to him, or were you? It took you too long to answer. So that's not even like, oh, he's like a son to me, that's why I did it. It's not even that.
Well, he is like a son to me because I did take care of him when his mom passed away. So I try to help him out as much as I can.
What's your deal?
All right. First things first. The car she's claiming that I had is not the 2011 Toyota Corolla. It was the 2000 Nissan Sonata, the one she has.
The Nissan Sentra?
Nissan Sentra, the one she has. I had that car from the beginning. The payment was $300. She switched. She's controlling. She switches the car, and I was paying her $393 every month, never late. I told the bank, switch the car payment to the first. That's why I get my money around the first. She never did that.
When was the car payment due?
It was due on the 28th every month, but the bank said we could switch it to what fits us. She never switched it. We was having problems with bills. Whatever she was going through, she kept calling me 3 weeks at a time. Oh, the payment. I will pay her. Never had a problem paying her.
Apparently you had a problem on February 28th.
No, I did not have a problem on February 28th. What happened was, on January 1st, I made the car payment in full. I paid the insurance. After I paid her, I went upstate. I got full of the gas. I'm broke. All I have is money for tolls to take my son back upstate. She calls the cops the same day on the January 1st and said, I stole a car. The cops called me on the phone and said, he was bringing the car. I explained the situation. They said, it's a messed up deal because she owns the car. I have to give her the car. I'll be arrested for stolen car.
But it's not stolen. It's a civil dispute.
But
That's a lie to say it's stolen.
But because, that's what she did. So I had to give her the keys. The next day on the 2nd, she called me back with a different contract, said, oh, I want you to sign this contract in order to get the car, because she knew I was in a bond. I had to get my son back upstate.
So is there a contract you guys signed? Let me see it.
It's a second contract on the 2nd that had nothing to do with
this is
what was
the one
going
and
on.
only
That she
contract.
forced me to
Okay,
sign.
Say it again?
That was she forced me to sign because she knew I had no way of getting
So
my
how
son
big was the
back
gun she
upstate.
put to your head? Fred Brown. Why? Because your son needed a ride?
No, I had to take my son back upstate where he lived at.
Okay.
And I was going to do court with that situation, and I had no way of getting
Fred
there. I
Brown
spent all
asked
my money with
Samantha
her.
Brown to finance the white 2011 Toyota Corolla for me. Fred Brown agreed to pay $393 a month for the car note and whatever amount for car insurance. Fred Brown also agreed to pay for any tickets I received for the 2011 Corolla. Samantha Brown, agree not to call the cops or threaten to take his car as long as payments are made on time. Okay, go on.
All right.
Who wrote this?
I did.
Okay.
So-
he insisted on that last part, right?
No, I told
Yes,
her to pay more.
that was, right. That's what
Because
he
it's
wanted.
squeezed in.
I told her to pay more. She did not want to pay more. She wanted to do basically
It doesn't
everything.
matter to me. I am a contracts person. I am not
All right.
is she a good aunt?
All right.
Is she, do you have children of your own?
No.
There's a saying in Spanish. Let me try to get it right. Hold on. A quien Dios no le da hijos, el diablo le da sobrinos. To whom God does not give children, the devil gives nephews and nieces.
That is the truth. They give you some very wicked nieces and nephews.
So now you're in a new agreement. This is a contract that I am bound to enforce. January 28th comes along.
All right.
And in the beginning of February, you pay January 28th?
Yeah. I paid it. The next payment for the 28th goes for the next 28th.
February 28th is now the next payment.
Yeah, it goes from February 28th to March 28th.
Yeah, I understand. So the next payment that's due is February 28th. Did you pay February 28th?
I was late. But I wasn't late enough to get the bank fee or whatever. The bank said we have a certain time to make the payment before it becomes a late fee or whatever, before it becomes late, whatever. So I gave her $100 towards the car, which she borrowed because she was hungry and she didn't have money, so I gave it to her.
Did he do that? He gave you $100?
Yes
or no?
Right. What happened was he had the accident in the car. My other nephew has a learner's permit. So he gives him a driving lesson at night in the car. They have an accident.
What was the accident?
What happened was, it wasn't a driving accident. He was driving the car because I was intoxicated. So.
Oh, that's why he was driving the car?
What happened was, I wasn't that drunk. I just didn't want to. I have a commercial license, so I didn't want to drive at all to get points on my license. So he swerved and I moved the wheel. If I didn't move the wheel, the accident would have been worse. But she complained about me letting him drive the car. When I told her, oh, he swerves, she argues with me. He don't swerve. She calls the insurance company that I staged an accident. But then she called the insurance company, said I staged an accident.
Did you call your insurance company that insures your car and tell them that he staged an accident?
Because I was getting anonymous text messages on my phone stating that he staged the accident.
Oh my goodness.
2 weeks later.
Did you, wait, was she always like this, like you're describing?
Yes.
It's awful.
So then
you're Cruella de Vil. I thought he was like the devil's sent nephew, but you're like Cruella de Vil.
So then after that, after I tell her he swerved and I had to pull a well, 2 weeks later, we have a baby shower. She gets mad with me because I let him drive the car. 2 weeks later, we had a baby shower.
Whose baby shower?
My other cousin's, female. She let the same person I let drive the car, drive her car. She calls me up in the middle of the night and say, he's swerving. What should I do?
Really?
Your Honor.
Wait, just tell me if that phone call happened.
Right. I called him. I was like, you're right. Nate does swerve.
So you call him while Nate is swerving?
No, not while he's swerving. At night after we got home, I called him. I said, you know what? You're right. Maybe your accident wasn't staged because he was swerving when he drove my car.
Did you really think the accident was staged?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because Nate's mother texted me anonymous messages for 2 weeks straight.
That's not anonymous.
It wasn't from her phone. She didn't use her phone. She used a different phone. So the name didn't show up.
And she was saying?
She was saying, Junior, we call him Junior. Junior staged the accident. And I didn't know where these texts were coming from. So then he would call me and say, why are you texting me telling me that I staged the accident? Because she was texting him anonymously also from another phone.
That was you.
And no, it was not me because it's not my number.
Okay, but why would she let's just say that she thinks or believes you staged it.
My family have a problem. When they get upset, they want to cause friction to the whole family and say, oh, he said this or he said that, and this is what happens. And she calls me and accused me of doing this, said he does not swerve, calls the insurance company, got the insurance company calling me, asking me all types of questions. But then she do the same thing, let him drive, then calls me and say he swerves.
Okay. All right. Can we please get to March 9th?
All right. March 9th come. Okay. She texts me.
You haven't paid the February 28th payment.
No, I didn't get a chance to pay it. I gave it $100, so it was $293. I said, I don't have it right now, but she kept bugging me. So I said, I don't have it right now. I'm going to have it by Monday.
Monday would have been March what?
12th? So, but I turned around.
That's 2 weeks late.
But then I turned around and asked my father for the money, which he loaned me the money. And I called, I said, I'm going to bring you the money. She said, okay, fine. I come out the house to get in the car's gone. I calls her up. Samantha, did you take the car? No, I did not take the car. Maybe the car's stolen. You better call the cops. You better find my car. So I hang up on her, about to call the cops. She called me back. Oh yeah, I got the car. I have a buyer for the car. So the whole time she's running the dealership, she give a car to somebody else totally different and tell the lady, oh, you can have the car for $300. I'm gonna pay the extra $93. Now she's kind of.
I had to pay off his past due from February. I had to get the money. Otherwise, I would owe the bank, and they take the money from my account.
She wouldn't have to be giving it at a fire sale if you were just doing what you're supposed to do. Why wouldn't you just pay it on time?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you sue your nephew if your nephew intentionally screwed you over on a loan?
No.
Why?
Because family over everything.
Family over what if it's a lot of money?
Maybe.
Family over everything, but what do you think?
No, I wouldn't sue my family, my nephew.
But if they disrespect you enough not to pay you back, why not sue them?
Well, because in this country we have a legal system, but we don't have a justice system, so it may go either way.
Okay, I kind of get your point. Going inside the courtroom.
Why didn't you pay on time? What is your complaint?
I had other bills. I had things going on.
Okay, well, but you understand cause and effect, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I mean, that's the first I was late. But then the insurance, I paid the insurance from the whole month, from the 18th to the 18th. She took the car on the 9th and had somebody else driving on the money that I paid for, instead of turning the plates and stuff in and giving me my money back. That's what insurance companies do if you turn the plates in.
Okay, so I have a question for you. How much do you pay for insurance every month?
What is it?
$233 because we had
That's what he pays.
Right. And I switched to State Farm.
So you came up with that figure because she repossessed it on the 9th. You want back the rest of that time until 3/18.
Yes.
Okay. February car payment then was never paid. Let me see the parking ticket.
Parking ticket, I have it here along with the payment that I made.
Okay. I hear from you on the parking ticket.
It was a snowy day yesterday. I got a ticket.
Okay.
I told I was going to go to dispute the ticket. So I went down and dispute the ticket. The judge told me you cannot get a second hearing on a ticket that was already disputed. I said, well, I never disputed it. I called her up and I said, Samantha, why didn't you tell me you disputed the tickets? She said, oh, I thought you could get a second hearing on the tickets. So I said, you disputed it? She said, no, I had a friend dispute it. I said,
and pretend they were you?
Disputed with me. I said, so Samantha, I said,
pretend they were the driver of the car that got the ticket.
I said, once that person took responsibility of that ticket, you responsible for that ticket.
Dude, listen to me. Cut it out. Just cut it out, all right? Cut it out. Cut it out. You had 2 tickets. You should have had $120. Put your hands down and stop.
The judge told me.
No. Okay. First of all, you owe February's car payment. You didn't pay it. You owe February. You did pay $100 of that car payment. Right. So that means it's $293. She argued $120 worth of tickets because they're in her name and got them down to $60, and you're complaining because you think you would have done better. Judging by how you've done here, I don't think so. All right. So I'm going to add that up. That's $356. I, however, do agree with you that the unused portion, put your hand down, the unused portion of the insurance is something that you should get credit for. So from that $356, I'm going to deduct the $78 of insurance. You don't get $922 in damages because she, quote, breached your contract. Your contract is to pay on time. You owe her $278 judgment for the plaintiff, net judgment for the plaintiff on your counterclaim. I had taken into account the 78, the 922. You got to be kidding. Good luck, folks.
So the defendant comes out. I have a funny feeling you probably got more to say here.
Yeah, she's a discretion.
Easy now. You don't want to end like that.
Yes,
do
I
you?
do.
That's
She's
it?
not family. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. And that's it. I have nothing to say to her. That's it.
All right, this way. Right this way. All right. That's your auntie, and that's your family right there going
Yes,
out there.
it is.
That's what's going on in the family here.
He's a compulsive liar. And I'm sorry that I financed the car for him. And I knew he was a compulsive liar before I did it, but it really taught me a lesson this time to stay away from liars and scam artists like him.
Okay. All right, Harvey.
You know, just a real simple premise here. You should be very slow in helping somebody out buying a car. If that person is having financial trouble, you are rolling the dice. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.